What we want to do is bring to this session a kind of teachers teaching teachers framework to share with you what some of us as teachers of English language learners have been doing in our classroom to try and integrate new digital tools. We'd like to explore, especially with a focus on what we're doing for our students to make sure that they get to be not just consumers of digital media, but producers, writers, composers, creators. How are we turning these tools over to them? So technology is a broad field. It's not a session where we're thinking about things like distance delivery of courses necessarily, but more on the side of how do we help our English language learners, whomever they may be. This session today, and we'll introduce the partners or the presenters in a second. This session is a session where the National Writing Project has partnered with TESOL to bring you this session.
Yeah, 3, 4.
Excellent.
Excite. Passion. Skills.
Inquiry.
Create.
Equality.
Public access.
Community. Multimedia.
Low-tech, spell-tech.
High-tech black.
Oh, baby,
technology rocks.
Okay, great.
When you generate a list, people are all giving separate opinions or agreeing, but when we went to use the tape recorder, we did it totally as a group. We didn't practice or anything. We just read it. So we became more of a group.
Because you were
more of a group
united.
than because we had generated
Work in
lists.
unison.
We knew more about each other.
Interesting, that's great.
Started playing with pacing and tone and expression, so there was a lot more to the language use than just the words.
This is what would happen, but essentially you wrote my keynote for me, which is you penned many of the ideas that I think about in terms of answering that question, technology can. Exactly. So I'm sure that a lot of these ideas were enhanced, reinforced while you went through the artifact rotation. I know that that's what happens for me, is that when I engage with student work, that often gets crowded out for us as teachers. We don't have opportunities to engage in really deep and meaningful professional development, which is what I think you all signed up to do here today. So first of all, hats off to you all for making room for this. And I would say that this afternoon is really going to give you an opportunity to look much more in depth at the technologies that Joe and Ailish and Robert and Judy, skilled practitioners who've been using technologies like wikis and blogs, and Lynn, I'm sorry, she is here, read over, who've been considering the implications for language learners showcased this morning during the artifact rotation. So this afternoon, in other words, will be a continuation of the rich conversation that was begun this morning.
Mischief of one kind and another. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, I'll eat you up. So he was sent to bed without eating anything.
Go here, and then you go file split, or edit split.
You've got it. All right, here's the timer. Okay, now we need a punchline.
Not actually the story that one.
Oh,
at the same time. And emphasizing it still grabbing.
Oh, there we title. This is
like I was thinking of a jigsaw, a topic this way, and then each kid has a question of the topic, and then they have to comment on each other.
Great idea.
Right. And question. And we were just talking about what to require an answer to a question. Comment.
Well, I'm going to show you an
called Thomas X. J. That is another teacher. This student actually started in Ailish's class. Then he moved to a different class who had a different teacher. So she also was going in and making comments.
And I got that sheet, and I'm like, I don't even understand what blogging is. I don't understand what Twittering is. Twitter. I have no idea. I think I'm in the wrong place. And I leave, and I can answer. Now I know all of it.
Yes.
What I'm talking about, and I'm excited about using it.
Good. Oh, thank you.
That's family writing night, so I could see that could turn into a family writing night. But I also run the ELAP, which is the English Language Parent Group in my school, and I'm thinking these digital stories would bring in a lot of parents.
They
You know,
sure would.
the idea of the kid being the person in their family that immigrated and putting all that together.
That would be fantastic.
And then the other thing from digital stories that I hadn't thought about was the idea of them as front-loading for academic knowledge.
Yeah, that was a great idea, wasn't it?
You know, and
jump-starting, preloading vocabulary and,
those two at least.
Excellent.
Podcasting, I thought that was a really nicely run session, and they did a really good job. And I'm wondering where that'll go as we start using that in the ESL program and in all sorts of ways in my college where I am. And we have a radio station, for example. I think we could probably have a page on our radio station and link, students could go in and put their podcasts and have them available.
I always look for ways of including pre, during and after reading activities combined with writing. That's my main focus. And I found a new way there for the digital stories and blogging for students to use, because I know that they love technologies. They always like, it's like maybe go to the computer. So I know.
It's like a
yeah.
disguise.
To read and write something, find some information. Now I have another means of including.
By teaching into student-centered teaching, and what really struck me today is that every single piece of this work puts the student at the center. No matter what it is that we're doing, there's no doubt that those students are going to be doing active learning on their own and learning to be more independent and engaged learners. It's just so exciting.
Yeah.
It's a lonely spot to write. So I think carrying that stereotype that writers need to be alone to be able to create. And this week has reinforced in me that all these stereotypes of the solitary writer and that technocrat with his computer, with his little cubicle, he's all by himself, is just stereotype. What this did was this built community. It reminded me of what technology can do and writing should be. It's building community, building a global kind of community. And I seek that all the time in my classroom.
Very happy to be connected to the National Writing Project today. I think that was a really good additional piece. I'll be getting in touch with you guys.
It was great for us to be involved with TESOL. It's a nice